Guys, welcome back to another best and worst video, another one in my series of best and worsts here on my channel. I'm super excited to be filming this video for you all because I've got some incredible products to show you, some that I've had a really good chance to review and haven't loved as much as I maybe would have liked. So today the category, as you may see from the title, is actually face products. So under that category kind of comes bronzers, blushers, highlighters, palettes, etc. So I've got 5 of each. Roughly, I think there's maybe 6 worsts and 5 favourites. So let's crack on with the video and I will show you first my 5 best face products. So first things first, we will start with a trusty favourite highlighter, and this is one that I reach for without fail on every single night out I ever go on, and this is the Becca Champagne Pop Highlighter. This is in the powder formula, and I mean, who doesn't love this highlighter? I've seen lots of people maybe saying that they don't love this shade, but they certainly love the Becca highlighters. If there was ever a more pigmented highlighter, then I would be surprised, because literally this highlighter is like, literally you could see it from the moon. It's so bright. Don't mind this swatch, this is from a previous video that I just filmed, but literally it's super bright, super pigmented, and just looks so incredible right on your cheekbones, on your cupid's bow, everywhere. I absolutely love it. It's really easy to get your hands on in the UK. You can get it from Cult Beauty and I just highly recommend it. I've seen lots of people, if they haven't loved this one, using the shade Opal, I think it is, which is more like a silvery tone, which I would be very intrigued to try. But however, I do love this. It's my holy grail favourite highlighter and I absolutely love it. It is another highlighting product which is quite a new one to my collection actually. Haven't had it for that long. I really love it. You've seen it in lots of videos and you can see just by looking at the actual container how mucky it is because I've used it so much. So this is the Laura Geller highlighter in the shade Gilded Honey. So this is one of their baked gelato swirl illuminators. I'll try and open it. My hands are covered in moisturiser, so I'm struggling today. So essentially, yes, this is what it looks like. It did have much more ridges in it, but because I've used it so much, it's kind of like worn down. But again, look how pigmented that is. I actually think this is up there with being as pigmented, if not more pigmented than Champagne Pop, because I mean, look at that. So nice. This is also quite similar in colour to the Champagne Pop as well, and I think this is probably a little bit cheaper. So again, I'll obviously link it below. I really love this. I use this literally nearly every day. Obviously the Becca one is more kind of for special occasions, I save that for, but this is kind of like one I would reach for even on a daily basis. I just absolutely love that one. Really loving Laura Geller products at the minute. They're kind of like new to me and I've never really heard anyone else talking about them, but I am literally loving them. So next I'll talk about another favourite face product, and this is also a highlighter, but it's a much cheaper alternative and one that you will definitely have seen a lot here on my channel. So this is the L'Oreal True Match highlighter in Icy Glow. So this is kind of the shimmery silvery kind of colours, and again, so pigmented. Look at that. And I just absolutely love that one as well. You can just see like how pigmented that actually is, and it's obviously like super cheap, and it's just super cheap. I absolutely love it. I use this one very frequently. Again, it's one I would reach for if I don't go for the Laura Geller. I would probably reach for that during the day because it's so easy to use, it's cheap, and it's lasted me so long. But I absolutely love it. It's great as inner corner highlight as well. Oh my god, like it's goals, seriously. I absolutely love it. It's about £8 for a container of this, and literally it's amazing. I keep saying to myself I want to get the bronzed version of it, but I don't really know if that would be my kind of thing. I'm more into this kind of shade of it. Next I'm going to talk to you about another favourite face product, and this is actually a bronzer. So this is one that I have used over and over again, but I've kind of put it down for a little while because I kind of didn't want it to run out very quickly. So this is the Bobbi Brown bronzing powder in the shade Medium 2, and it looks like this. So it's a matte bronzer and I literally love this. The shade of this is so me. It's cool toned, really pigmented. I heard so many recommendations and reviews on this product, and finally I got my hands on it. I can't remember when I got my hands on this actually, but literally I love this bronzer. It's so nice. It's like my perfect shade because I love matte cool tone bronzers, and this one is literally just right up my street. So the reason I stopped using it for a while is because I didn't want it to run out very quickly, and I can't afford to replace all my makeup at the same time. So literally love that one, which is probably the reason why you've not seen it in my videos for some time. Finally, the last product in terms of face makeup that I've been obsessed with and absolutely loving, and you may have seen it in some recent videos because I've been using it, like kind of trialing it and testing it, is the Too Faced Sweet Peach Glow Palette. This is essentially a palette with 3 different products in, so you've got bronzer, blusher and highlighter, and I have used all 3 of these and I love every single one of them. I didn't think I would be a lover of the bronzer because it's shimmery and I don't do shimmery bronzers, but this is stunning and I have been using it it and I really like it. Particularly been using the highlighter most out of this palette because the blusher is the same as the blusher from the actual collection anyway, like the Pepper Dot Peach one, so I have been saving this one for when that runs out so that I can use this. And the bronzer I've used on a couple of occasions, but I really like it, like it's really nice. Also, this palette is gold because it smells like peaches. It's amazing. I would highly recommend getting your hands on this if you're looking for like a compact palette. It's obviously really quite small, travel friendly, and you've got all 3 products in one. This will definitely be coming away with me this summer. I love that so much. Next we'll move on to my worst face products. Now, I'll just put this out there, obviously these products are my personal opinion and they are in my worst category for one reason or another, which I will explain to you. Obviously some of you might love these, but for me they either just didn't work, I don't use them enough, or I'm just not a massive fan. So I'm going to talk to you now about my least favourite face products. Right then, starting from the top, we will go with this Benefit High Beam highlighter, which essentially has made its way into a few videos here on my channel, but I just don't reach for it very much anymore, and I think it's because it's a liquid formula. So essentially it opens up like a nail varnish, and it literally is the kind of applicator, is that what you call it, an applicator of a nail varnish. But I'm just not a fan of liquid products at all. I like my powder products. I don't really reach for like gels or liquid things very much, or creams, because they just don't seem to sit very well on my face. I feel like they move and they just don't look very nice. I do really like this. It's a gorgeous colour. It's so pretty when it's on your face and when you've blended it and everything. But for me, I just don't use it enough, and I think that's why it's made its way into the bottom here. I have, however, got a video with me using this, so I'll leave that on screen now so you can head over and check that out after this. But yeah, I just don't reach for it enough, and it's such a shame because it is a really nice product. Next, I'm going to talk to you about another highlighter which, whoa, nearly threw it then. I don't hate it that much, Christ. Another product which has made its way into my worst face product, and this is actually a Marc Jacobs highlighter, and this is the 700 Spotlight Glow Stick. So this reminds me of like a really old school deodorant, like a men's deodorant. So you pull the top off like that and then you twist the bottom and it opens up like this. So the highlighter is actually like a pearly kind of colour. And this is it here. Again, I think I probably don't reach for this for the same reason I don't reach for the Benefit one. It's just a cream consistency and it's not something I would tend to go for. The colour is really pretty. It's like a pearly sort of white highlighter, which is really nice. But again, because I don't really reach for creams, it's just kind of goes unused in my drawer, and it's a bit of a shame because it's a really nice product. Maybe I'll try and reach for these more in the summer when I kind of want a more dewy look, but for me it's all about mattes and powders, and that's why I don't really reach for cream. Next is a bronzer which has made its way into the bottom, and again I think it's because I don't use it, but I also think it's because I completely jumped on the bandwagon with this and kind of regretted it because it's not my shade at all. So essentially it's a MAC bronzer in the shade Give Me Sun. You've probably heard lots of people talking about this. It is a very orange bronzer. It is matte though, I think. Yes it is. It's like a matte orange bronzer. I say orange because to me, on my skin, this looks super duper orange. I mean, it looks a lot better when I've actually got a tan, but when I don't have a tan, this just looks like I'm an Oompa Loompa. Literally, it looks horrendous. And I think it's because I initially got the inspo for this from Sarah Ashcroft. She is like always really tanned, and her skin always looks flawless, but I guess I just don't really have the same tone of skin as her, and I kind of just went for it on like a bit of a hype sort of thing. I was like, oh my god, that bronzer's so good, I need it in my life. And immediately regretted it because it's just not my shade, apart from when I am like literally really tanned in summer. Other than that, like it goes unused in my drawer, which is why it's made its way into my worst category, unfortunately. Next is another palette which I'm completely just putting out there. This is in my worst because I do not use it enough, so maybe this will remind me that I do actually need to use this palette more because it is really nice. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury Filmstar Bronze and Glow palette with the Sculpt and Highlight shades in it. So you've got like your matte, is it a matte? I think it is. Oh, it's got a little bit of shimmer in it. Bronzer, and then like you've got your highlighting shade there. Now the highlighter isn't really a highlighting shade I would really reach for. I don't think it's massively pigmented, to be honest, for probably how much this palette is. I think it's like the £50 mark, this palette. It's very expensive. I guess you do get 2 products and it's really nice packaging, so you pay for what you get, but yeah, I just don't use this enough, and essentially that's why it's made its way here. I feel like once I finish my Marc Jacobs contour palette, which I literally use every day, every single day, and that's what I've got on today as well, which actually hasn't made its way into this video. I forgot about that one, but it would be in here. Then maybe I'll start reaching for this one more. I can use the highlight shade and I can use the contouring shade, and hopefully I'll be able to fall in love with it a little bit more. But yeah, so I'm just a bit gutted really that I don't reach for this enough. I feel like I need to put it somewhere in my storage where I kind of spot it a bit more and reach for it, because it's a shame. It's a really nice palette. Next is another highlighting palette that I no, I just don't really love it that much and I don't really know why. So it's the Sleek Solstice palette. This is the highlighting quad. So essentially it's got 4 highlighting shades in it, 3 of which are powders, 1 of which is cream. This is the cream one here. I did reach for this quite a lot last year, but I've kind of just like forgotten about it. It's just not a favourite of mine anymore. The colours are a bit strange to me. Like, I don't know why I would want to wear a purple highlighting shade. To be honest, the colours are really pigmented though. I feel like I probably could wear this more if I played around with it a bit, but it's just not, I just don't reach for it. And it's, although it's really cheap and like you get what you pay for with this, like it was about a tenner for 4 shades, that's like £2.50 a shade. That's incredible, and they are really pigmented. I just don't reach for it enough, and I don't think the colours in it are really what I would tend to go for. I either go for like really champagne golds or like really pearly silvers, and there's kind of nowhere in between that really. Finally, the last palette that I want to show you from my worst is this Naked Flushed palette. I have to say this was literally like one of the first palettes I ever bought myself when I like fell in love with makeup, because before that I had a makeup bag, like literally like just a makeup cosmetic bag full of makeup, and that's all I would ever wear, and I never like used anything else. I didn't have storage. I didn't even have enough makeup to put in storage because I just wasn't bothered about it. I just used what was in my makeup bag and that was it. Like, I just got on with it. But since like blogging and things like that, and like watching like influencers and stuff on YouTube and Instagram and things like that, I've obviously picked up a lot more makeup and I've fallen in love with it, and I've kind of been experimenting with stuff and just like really enjoy doing my makeup now. That's why I have such a huge makeup collection. So this was one of the first things I ever bought myself when I started blogging and venturing out into buying high-end makeup, because before that everything was kind of drugstore, and I got by with it, don't get me wrong, I loved what I used, but I just didn't even venture into buying expensive stuff. So when I bought this I was like, oh my god, I bought Urban Decay, Christ. I loved it at the time, and now I literally never ever use this. So it's the shades in strips, so you've got your bronzer, your highlight, your blusher, and I never use this, literally never ever. It's a shimmery bronzer, and I don't do shimmery bronzers, as you know. I loved it at the time. It's certainly got some usage out of it because I could see that there's indentation of the actual product, but again, I just don't use this. Such a shame because I loved it so much. So it brings back quite a lot of memories of like 2 to 3 years ago, because literally this palette was my life back then. I loved it so much, and I was so proud of myself for finally buying like some expensive makeup. But yes guys, anyway, I just thought I'd let you know as well, I am selling lots of my makeup and clothes and things that I've had like a really good throw out, and I'm going to link my Depop down below, so if you want to head over to there and check out my products that I'm selling, then there's loads of things on there, and you can like send me a message and stuff and we'll talk about like prices and things like that, because I just don't see the point in keeping things for absolutely no reason when I don't use them. Please be sure to give this video a massive thumbs up for me. I really hope that you're enjoying this series of best and worst videos. I'm really enjoying filming them for you all. Subscribe down below and everything else that I always say every single time, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye bye. Mwah.